Riot arrest. A man accused of violent protesting in downtown Atlanta now faces charges. U.S. Marshals arrested Demarius Jeffries in Atlanta. He's charged with arson and inciting a riot. Police say they spotted Jeffries on top of the CNN sign during the riots. They couldn't get to him because of the big crowd. Teacher arrested. New witness video shows the moment he crashed into other cars on a busy highway. It happened last week on Barrack Parkway in Kennesaw. You see that very intense impact there. Police say Joel Schroeder may have slammed into those other cars on purpose, then started screaming at the victims. Here's what happened when police arrested him.
It's Leslie! My name is Joel! It's the cat and mouse.
Have a seat.
Schroeder is listed as a Kennesaw Mountain High School orchestra teacher on the school's website. He is charged with aggravated assault and DUI. Planned protests. Neighbors in a North Georgia community will hold a rally Saturday calling for justice in a deadly crash. The group is protesting the death of Eric Case. He was hit and killed while riding a bike in Polk County last September. Investigators say the driver, Ralph Dover, did not stop or call 911. Instead, authorities say Dover called a Georgia state representative and the police chief. Investigators say neither called for help. Dover has not been charged. The DA tells 11 Alive the presentation to the grand jury is on hold.